Hey guys, ladies and gents, boys and girls, one and all, welcome. Hope we're all doing well. Welcome to another edition of London Session. Without further ado, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, and no matter where we are around the world. As always, good to be here. Apologies for being absent for the most part of last week. Was quite busy. Was on calls with my members team though. Interesting week for me. Only to trade at the beginning of the week. It was a good week nonetheless, and March has been fantastic so far. Still yet to take a loss during March, which is great. We'll see what we can come up with moving forward here today. I hope you guys have also had a really good March. I hope you've had a good day if you have been trading. Anyway, guys, you guys know the drill. If you could, make sure please to hit that like button. If you have any charts, any questions, anything you'd like me to take a look at, feel free to pop those into the chat and I'll make sure to do that shortly. Meantime though, guys, let's have a look at the all-important news and see if we have anything of schedule here today for our session. There is nothing scheduled. We do have some high impact news, and that's for the CAD. Let's have a look further into MY. So pretty smooth sailing in regards to schedule news today. Obviously though, anything could filter through out of the Middle East, so you need to be wary of that. So keep your finger on the pulse, guys. Good way to do so is through this particular app, Glint. So have a look at that. That gives you like up-to-date headlines from all the different news outlets from around the world. Interesting one. We can have a little bit of a talk about that later. Anyway, guys, in the meantime, you guys know the drill. Again, please smash the like button and let's get underway with the analysis. And let's start with the gold, guys. Let's have a look at the gold. So still a bit of a strange one. I mean, everyone, pretty much every man and dog were anticipating that gold would pump the back of obviously the news from the war breaking out a couple of weeks back. And we've since closed two bearish candles. Previous weekly candle closed a strong bearish candle. The current weekly candle has already got a lower high, lower low to that previous weekly candle. We are currently pulling back within our own daily / weekly low. What we're going to do is mark in the high of that candle. We're also going to mark in the low. We're going to see what we've got below and above the daily high / low. On to the daily, and we've broken through some of these wicks to the left, but just pulling back once again above that 5k. Did mention a members update video over the weekend that this 5k to me is a really key level. I mean, everyone knows that psychological round number, and if we begin to form support above it and perhaps flip some 15-minute structure, could signal potential sign of reversal to come moving forward into the week. So we'll see what we've got once we go down to the time for 4 hour and 15, but we are counter probabilities to the downside as well on the daily. So far the bias is to the downside. The 4 hour structure is also still technically bearish, and what we can see is we've tapped into a very key level, pretty much into the lows of this support, which also again lines up with that 5k, and we are hovering back above it. So the bias off the back of the first 3 time frames means we're going to be technically bearish, but we'll see what, if any, sort of catalyst we may have in a 15-minute time frame to perhaps look for potential buys based off the fact that we are once again at a very strong level of support, which again lines up with that 5k region. We'll just mark that level in for the time being. Also mark in most recent resistance. We'll use that whole level back around that 5100 onto the 15-minute time frame. So the catalyst, what we want to see here in order to start looking for any potential buys is a 15-minute structure flip. Let's see, have we got it just yet? All right, so this is the lowest point the market got to. I would consider this a pullback. You may have consecutive bullish candles on your broker's chart, I'm not sure, but to me this resembles a bit of a swing. I would pretty much say if we close above this resistance, we're going to start flipping the 15-minute structure back bullish after tapping into the 4 hour support. So for me, what I want to see is definitely the close above. We are currently rejecting that level at the daily high, breaking the Asian session high, only to pull back within it. Back of that, there is a good chance we could actually pull back a little bit further just now. But if we do in fact break above, close above, then I would consider options take a buy. What we can see is we're forming a staircase here of higher lows. We confirm that higher high, pull back and retest. Now back of that, we could potentially look for another buy option or a buy option. Now what we're going to do is mark in this whole level of resistance for the time being. And if so, that's the first buy option. Let's focus on the buys actually for the time being. Now, further buy options, I'm just gonna adjust this zone ever so slightly. Feel like I want to include the most recent level of price tapped to and bounced off, so we'll draw that up. That will be the lowest point of that 4-hour zone. So we'll be looking for potential buys above it, guys. If price was to pull back yet again, I still would consider it. I know it's against the buys, but it's all about that key level, guys. If we remain above what is a really strong level of support, even though it's a little bit back below at 5k, I would look for my buy options from lower down. And it's pretty obvious. Otherwise, we've got the level lines up perfectly at 5k. So what we want to see is how price reacts to it. If we do pop back down to it, even sweep below it, only to pop above it and we get some sort of price action catalyst from back above this support at that 5k region. At the back of that, I would also look for an opportunity to take a potential buy option. So they're the buys, guys. As far as the sells, now possibly could have been in a sell. Maybe some of you were in a sell. I was a little bit rushed, so I wasn't on the chart until like literally when I started this started talking on the stream. So what I'd be looking for now for sells is, if we are to continue to take that, create that staircase up and flip the 15-minute structure, what I'm going to look to see is how price reacts to this 5,050 level up to that 60, 65, 70 level. If we did pop up once again off the back of the buys being technically bearish, irrespective of the 15-minute structure, we did pop up only to reject, then that could potentially be the highest point of the new daily. It could even potentially be the highest point of the new weekly candle, guys. We were to reject in line with the direction of the previous weekly candle. So off the back of that, I definitely would look for my potential sell options on a deeper pullback. So that's pretty much it, guys. Pretty simple analysis on the gold, and the analysis is the easy part, guys. As we know, the most difficult part is waiting for your plan to present and executing flawlessly. Something we are really good at on this stream. You guys know I'm not going to jump into a trade for the sake of it. So I'm just going to patiently wait for an opportunity, and I've been over exactly what I want to see. So hopefully, guys, that makes sense. If it does, make sure to smash that like button. If it doesn't, smash that like button. And if you got anything to add, please feel free to pop that into the chat. Let's quickly take a look at German 40. Here's a chart I prepared earlier for my members group. What we can see is the bias, I think, is similar to the gold. I'm pretty sure we're bearish. Let's have a look at the weekly. Well, the previous weekly closed back almost a doji. We are respecting at 23 flat sort of level. Once again, we pulled back below it and it's closed back above it. So difficult to know what to make of that, other than the fact it did have a lower high, lower low, and respecting a key level. The daily structure itself is technically bearish. The candle probabilities, well, current candle has just broken low of the previous, currently pulling back within it. So again, more potential downside back on what I'm seeing in the higher time frames. The 4-hour structure, could argue it's technically flipped back bullish, including that to be a swing, but actually then again it's flipped back bearish in the meantime. So either way, it's bearish. 4-hour structure is bearish. Let's have a look at it on 15. Let's pull up the drawings here. I'm just skimming through it quickly, guys, because I don't trade it. 15-minute structure, I would actually deem that to be technically bullish. This is the highest point the market got to. This is the swing low. We don't have any consecutive candle pullbacks in the opposite direction here. Therefore, anything in between technically bullish. So off the back of that, still the bias is bearish, but similar to gold. I would still consider the buy. So if it closed above this 23,559, clean traffic to the left, likely gonna continue to pull away from the Asian session range high. Otherwise, if we continue to reject, we've just recently formed support just now at 23,517. Price was to be getting popped below that. I'd preference it close below, and then we could come back down towards the Asian range low. Otherwise, sells below, just below the Asian range low, the support, and sells upon a deeper pullback. That is it on German 40. Just remove some of these drawings to make it a little easier to follow. Let's go back to the gold. Anyone currently running any trades? Hoping maybe some of the members may have got involved. Anyway, guys, in the meantime, welcome. Lau, g'day to you. Hope you're well. Jim, g'day to you. Bartman, appreciate it. Yep, give it a like. Paul, g'day to you. And man, hello to you and everyone else on the stream. Don't be shy to say g'day, guys. Now, I know we do have support just here, so we could really just drag that up, to be honest. Could make this one big zone and just see how price reacts to it. Yeah, I think I'll do that. It's back above the 5k. So if we do create that equal low just now, then that will be the level I'd be looking for some potential buy options. That was last week, guys. Hope you had a good one, even with my absence from the stream. Looking like it wants to come down further here now. Anyone running any cells, let me know. Oh, where's my med certificate? Ah, man, gold. To be honest, I didn't think about it below this chaos low, because if I wanted to enter, I would have wanted to enter there, and I wasn't really on the commute. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest. Alright, it's alright. It's making a clean move down, which is good. Now, to be honest, I was busy with other commitments as well, to be honest. Yeah, sometimes I'm too nice, but I was still active with my team, except for Thursday when the laptop decided to take over an hour to bloody update. That was a real pain in the ass, but otherwise I was still there with my team. John Walker, g'day to you. You're back after a lengthy break. Oh, nice one, man. Welcome back. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. Some Mosque Online's not a great week. Keeping doctors wealthy. Yeah, it's... I hope you're doing well, mate. So now I know which John is. Sorry, because the names are changed with YouTube. It's now your handle instead of your profile name. But as long as you're better, mate, that's the main thing. As long as you're getting better. Oh, gold is really dropping. Wow. Aussie trade, support the flying dog. Yeah, that's a good cause, to be honest. Speaking to someone about that, actually, about 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Yeah, she had a little bit of a bad experience, but she does support him still. It's definitely, it's, you know, obviously it's an essential service, so Wow, look at that. Please someone tell me you took a sell. That would have been a really nice trade in the end. And they let me have a smoke before Amber's collected me towns. Oh mate, typical. This is just so Aussie, isn't it? But they're number one. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like, just let me have one more ciggy. Let me have one more beer before you take me away. I don't know when I'll have my next one, so just let me have my fun for a bit. Reminds me of the old local footy days where you see the full forward basically just stand there having a ciggy, chomping on a meat pie and that while the ball was down the other end. And he was like probably about 130 kilos. He could run 10 meters pretty fast. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but Aussie rules. Look up Tony Lockett. He was the epitome of what I'm talking about back in the day. He was a man mountain, just big fat dude. He actually lost all the weight though, and that was the type of shit he'd do. At quarter time break, he'd have a cigarette and that. That were the good old days. Meantime, gold. Yeah, it's not bad because it's a nice clean move up, down, sorry. So means the move up is more probable if we do get an option. So the analysis I sent in over the weekend to the members group is pretty spot on, almost presented, but not quite when it comes to the buy side of things. Weekend update, and I attached a video with it. Also, the YouTube subscribers got this update video. So pretty much done that. I wanted to tap into, well, below the 5k level. It's pretty much done that, but minute, it's not quite flipped the structure. As far as the sells, I really want to pop up a bit higher, but all good. Surprisingly, Bitcoin's getting a bit of a bid here, or had a bit of a bid. To be honest, the markets are a bit suspect to me. I can't quite figure it out. You've got Bitcoin has bounced after dropping back down to below 60k. So since the start of the war, Bitcoin's actually up, whereas gold, silver, the metals are down. You've obviously got NASDAQ and the major indices also being down, which is sort of to be expected. Let's have a look at US oil, what the price of it is right now. All right, so back around that $100 level. Did pull back, but it's obviously spiked back up. The fear mongering has started all around the world. People are panicking. Gonna be any fuel? Might not be. Fuel's gonna be, I don't know how you guys refer to it, but here $4 or $5 a litre soon. Gonna make inflation skyrocket. So it's not good, and then of course the media are all over it because they want to purposely scare the people. Then people are going to need to rely on their government for more things, aren't they, when it comes down to it all in the end, if it all does eventuate, which, I mean, that's the way the media are leaning. Chance it will all happen. Franco, good morning to you, mate. Let's start with TikTok, shall we? How long until I have to ban the first customer on TikTok today? Expecting a bit of strength in the Aussie dollar though, to be honest, because I did hear the RBA come out and say today that they're going to be likely raising interest rates tomorrow, and there'll be at least 3 more rate increases throughout the year. So as far as the Aussie dollar is concerned, I think it's, considering what's going on, it's held up really well. It's the strongest of all the majors of definitely this year, or of late anyway. You compare that to, so that's the Aussie, compare that to the EU, obviously that's in a pretty strong downwards phase at the moment, so is GU. So the Aussie is holding up very strongly at the minute. And I do believe off the back of potential what is to come out tomorrow in the news, that could also get another bid. But as you know, anything could happen with the news and with everything that's going on elsewhere around the world. And likely it's just going to be a short-lived spike and we'll end up back at where it came from. To be honest, that's likely what's going to happen. But interesting, definitely interesting times for the Aussie dollar. Usually one of the first to cop it when it comes to risk off in the markets. Laura, g'day to you. Yeah, not bad actually. I hope you did as well. Happy to get back to my usual setup though. That was a nightmare last week. That was such a pain in the ass. Having a big lump of a dog running around. He's such a character. He's such a good boy. But the laptop was not ideal, to be honest. Especially, didn't want to update. Took over an hour to bloody update. Well, Snowpo interest rates up, gold down. Yeah, well, usual scenario. Not sure what's coming out of the US. I haven't followed it, to be honest, but I know here in Australia definitely it's pretty sharp. It's more 2.5 basis points, same as per usual. But obviously it's what will come out the press conference in regards to the Aussie dollar, what, you know, markets are, how they're going to interpret that. Slim, g'day to you. Welcome to my loyal YouTube subscriber. Member. Strong rejection on that 15-minute for gold. Yeah, really strong. To be honest, I wasn't paying attention at that point. I wasn't just preparing, getting my drink ready. My hot chocolate actually today. Put a stream. I came back and this is already starting to break, and I don't jump in. I didn't even realize this was rejecting at the time, to be honest. I wasn't even in the room. But anyway. Yeah, strong rejection, but let's see how price reacts to the current level, because we could perhaps look for some potential buys from the current level. So what I want to see here is definitely a 15-minute candle closing back bullish. And then within it, what we want to see is maybe a little bit of price action structure on the 5-minute. So that might resemble something like so. So let's just draw this up quickly so it's easier to understand and follow along. So we might have, for instance, this candle closing like that, and that then might be followed by bearish candle, and then what might follow is a bullish engulfing or a very strong bullish candle, and that will close the M15. Looking somewhat like so, and within it we've got a 5-minute resistance. We've engulfed it. Next candle we just need lower wick, and we could look for entries off the back of that. So something to keep a little bit of an eye on. TikTok, welcome to everyone on TikTok. Thank you to the new follower. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to smash that screen for me as well. Let's try to be nice in the chat. InQ keeps printing IC entries. Dean, does it? I don't look at NQ because I've got a delayed feed. What time frame? 30 looks like there were a few, definitely a few there. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Glad you're still picking up on that stuff, which is good. So good work, my friend. The 1 hour. Oh yeah. Yep. I'm really reacting nicely to him as well. Are you currently in any trades off the back of that? A release DXY is just climbing. Yeah, again, I don't pay attention to DXY. I don't feel a need to when I trade gold. I've already mentioned why. It's just of no importance to me. Why Devil 1? You're in a gold sell? Well, that's alright. Where was the entry? What's your plan? I mean, sells would have been really nice here, to be honest. So hopefully you're in from around that point. Unless you're in from way higher up, that's even better. Dean just missed. Oh, really? Done. Quizzy, thank you for sharing the live. Gold sniper goes to you, come $100 down. Gold for not more. Yeah, it's, I mean, it's, again, to be honest, I think it's, everyone's a bit shocked at where gold is at the minute. Yeah, everyone just assumed a couple weeks back we'll open the new weekly candle after war broke out and gold would just shoot the stars, but it's obviously since retraced some, I think it's around 8%, or since it popped up to around that 5,400. Did actually buy some more physical silver today, actually. Purchased online. It did become available again, and the premium wasn't bad at all for a change. Dropped from like 30% down to about 15% on one particular coin. It's 4.9's fine, so it's good enough. Fine. So I thought I'd scoop up some. Thank you for the sticker, Mr. Tony. Appreciate it. Great day to you. Hope you're well, mate. So let's see. We could get that option presenting, guys, potentially here on the gold. I'm printing this candle bearish. So if this candle closes pretty strong bearish and it's only to be engulfed, but we don't make the move on the following candle, we close to 15, back bullish at this support, and off the back of that we could be looking at buys on the next candle. So don't go anywhere, guys. There could be a potential entry shortly. Slim, learning tons from your member content. Appreciate the work you're doing, man. No overhyped stuff. Nice one, man. Appreciate the fact that you appreciate it, and I will try to put some more effort into making more regular content for YouTube, the actual YouTube members as well. Got a sniper, mate, just pick a direction and leave my trade running now. Can't lose. Got proper lazy with trading. Sometimes it's the most simple way that works, so. MagicKeys X. Smash that screen for us if you could, TikTok. To be honest, I was extremely tempted, but I didn't do it. Just have a buy limit at 5k. And even layer in if it dropped further. I didn't do it though, because the fact that there's just the unknown with what's going on with the war and that. And the strength of that previous daily and weekly to me is just a little bit too risky for my liking. Could have done it, I suppose, on a really small position, but oh, nah. Forget it. That bearish M15 has been a pain to inverse. The structure, you mean? Well, it keeps respecting it, so. Oh, sniper, not good either, just can't be bothered. It's sad, but what can I do? Yeah, look, I don't know what you mean, but I wouldn't say I can't be bothered. I don't get that feeling when it comes to trading. I mean, sometimes I can't be bothered streaming. That's the honest truth. That's the honest truth. It was kind of good to have a few days when I was really busy and I couldn't really stream, to be honest. But as far as trading, I'm always happy to trade with the group. It's always, you know, good to catch up with the guys and get into more detail. It's always good to have time off the charts as well, though. I just got border trading. Maybe just focus on longer term trades, I suppose. Maybe focus on swing trading, focus on levels and see how you go. Just the monetary advantage isn't as exciting as it once was. Yeah. I just see it as like a bonus of what you get for being good at what you do, to be honest. And that's what works for me, as opposed to focusing on, right, I want to make 2k this week or whatever it is, 3k this week. Don't worry about that. I just focus on doing things right. Last week I only took the 2 trades, and that was Monday because I was just so busy. Tuesday we were on stream, but there was no trade that presented. Wednesday I was with the members. It was 2 wins and a break even last week. Rafai, what's your question? Let me have a look, mate. Oh, thing gone. Here it is. You're a little confused about topic on course. Counter closed above or below the resistance called breakout trade. Or, no, it's a zone to zone, mate. That's a question I can answer for you on the education call later on. So, that's the zone to zone, mate. Breakout's the impulse. All right, so let's have a look at the 5 minute, and we did close back bearish. All right, interesting. Now, are we going to close this 5 minute back bullish? If we do so, we're likely, almost certainly, going to be in gold. We're going to close the 15 back bullish. The only thing is we don't want it to push too far if it is to eventuate, because then we won't have the margin. But so far we've ticked the first 2 boxes. Just got one more box to tick in 4 minutes time. Carl, good morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. Eva Mendoza. Can I buy right now? If you like, I'm not though. Didn't see TJR was exposed as TJR. Is that who was the guy? I can't quite remember who mentioned it a few weeks back. I'm not sure who TJR is, to be honest, mate. Yeah, I know a lot of stories. Being in the industry, not too in depth in the background noise of it, but I still do know a little bit that I can't really share on the stream about some really high profile gurus. So you need to be, again, you need to be really careful, guys. Yeah, I've been approached by brokers before, been offered massive accounts, and it would say it's a real account and would say it's live account, but it's not a live account. Just so I can show it on stream, get all you guys, you know, excited about it. You know, I got to learn from this guy. So on and so forth. They can even delete the trades for me, the ones that don't win, some of them. And I can just show you guys basically that I win 95% of the time. Losses are tiny. The wins are massive. They can manipulate that much. So don't believe everything you see, guys. Could have easily taken up offers, but I'm so strict with it. There was one that I wanted to, but they actually, and I look, to be honest, I admire it. They turn around and says it's just a little bit too difficult because of ASIC regulations, and that was a broker. But they were really good about it. They were interested, but you know, they weren't going to give me any fake bullshit accounts or anything. That was TMGM Global. It's just a bit difficult with the ASIC regulations here, having an affiliate relationship with any broker. But otherwise, everyone else I've just not trusted. I just don't believe after the bullshit they send me. Alright, so we've got a minute and a half, guys. Let's see if this candle can flip and close back. Bullish now. Otherwise, if we quickly wick down into this zone again, only close weak bearish, we're still going to close the 15-minute bullish. And what I would see within it is that 5 minutes rejected this zone multiple times, leaving lower wicks. And if we bounce off it, break the high of this resistance, which is the 15-minute candle high, that could also be an option. So it all depends though, because we've got a minute to do that. So if we're not going to close back strong, wanted to tap in, reject and close similar to what we got in the candle prior to it. That would suggest perhaps grabbing some more downside liquidity in order to make the move back up again. So it's trying. So let's see, we wanted to, yep, it's tapped in. We want to now pretty much close weak bearish. Looking like it's going to do it. Seeing what the highest point is in my brokerage chart. I'm still going to do it anyway, guys. So we're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. The 15 is going to close back bearish. So it's all good. Perhaps, again, we're looking for a similar thing now on the next M15 candle. So wait and see. Well, stop, you never sold out, bro. Good on you. Thank you, mate. Carl, in an industry full of snakes, it's nice to see there are some with integrity. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I've been approached by many, even prop firms, and I'm so strict with them. I don't trust really any of them, to be honest. Alright, so we are melting here. Gold, wow. Up a wick. Previous candle does suggest we grab upside liquidity, closing up near our low. Closing down near our low. Good chance it could have just dropped and it's done exactly that. Dean, I mentioned that one too. Can't remember his name. TJR is the massive name that people really meet right. Made a free course that every A.C.T trader vouches for. Just lure people to the $5,000 course. Yeah, it's always some catch, isn't it? Always some bullshit. Nachilus. Well, I'm good, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. I don't know, man. There's no one in a sell from up here. Matey, holy volatile market. It is at the minute. Alexandra, I'll type into the chat. Not affiliated, but we'll probably hook you up if you want a link. But yeah, they're a pretty good broker in my opinion. Oh god. I can't chase these sells at the moment, guys. It's a little bit late to the stream for an entry to the downside. Focus more on the buys from where we're at. Unless the only other area I look for a sell is if we really drop down to the level. So I'm about to adjust these zones a bit. We drop down to this support here. Only to bounce off it, triggering some buys, close below, trap the buys off the back of that, and may consider some sell options. Carl, still think Justin Light's about being wrong. Yeah, I've got one of those bloody, what do they call them? They use in the films and that. Like a swimmer's cap. Gold sniper, type in YouTube how to trade XAUUSD and disinformation is madness. Yeah, I'm sure. But it looks legit. You know how many videos come up? Do this at 9:30 AM each day? Or what? Something like that. So like literally they're all just copying each other. Literally every single one. So again, when I upload content, I try to make it something slightly different and just about what I do, not about copying some other, you know, so-called guru or whatever. And that's why I don't, you know, come out with content every 5 minutes, because I don't copy others. I do me. You research most days, looks legit. No chillers, God bless fam. Well, $1 strong, we're looking to sell. Look, if I was looking for a sell, I wanted to be in from higher up, which I wasn't, so at this rate, I'm probably looking for a buy. Alexandra, all good. No chillers, when $1 strong, it's just strong. Yeah, well, look, usually in times like this, when it comes to war and that, US dollar does get a bid. It still would seem to be, or deemed to be, the safe haven currency. Once was the yen, no, it's no longer. I mean, the main one's the Swiss franc, obviously. Oh, sniper, loose, legit, and really legit is far apart. Internet's dangerous as fuck. And people rely on it. So it's true, rely on it for everything. I was searching on the internet prior to the stream. Nothing to do with trading though. About placing fragrances in decants. Does it affect the actual fragrance smell? Apparently it can. You gotta be careful which one you select. There's some useful information for those into your fragrances. Sunboss gone lens, gold falling so crazy. Yeah, and still personally extremely bullish when it comes to future of gold and silver. Silver is a little more interesting because silver is also an industrial metal. some believe it's still just only an industrial metal, not a monetary metal. Others believe it's both. But those who believe it's just an industrial metal believe that silver could actually drop a fair bit. Reason being is because there could be a shortage of copper. Also to do with the mining, if there's no oil, there's no energy, they can't mine. So it means copper above ground will run out quite quickly. And when there's copper, there's need for silver when it comes to construction and industry and that. So if that dries up, then there's not going to be the demand for it. I still think on the other foot though, to be honest, I believe that will just make the price go up because there'll be so much demand for it because it'll be scarce. So I believe it will still eventually go up. They've not yet got a replacement for the EV batteries and that when it comes to the main metal used in it, which is again is silver. So I still have the same conviction of silver. I still believe silver is going well north of the 3 digits. I still believe eventually 4-digit silver. So I'm not put off buying it. Chillis, all good mate. Matty, I feel gold might go up because of the growing AI boom since it's a large part of computers. Yeah, to be honest, I think AI, I think that's something that's going to shit the bed. Big time, I believe. Yeah, it's one of the industries that will crash the equities markets, the NASDAQ. I think the AI bubble could be about to burst, and again, a lot of that's to do with what's going on in the war and that type of thing. I mean, obviously, in the future, it'll still be a massive part and will take over many industries, many jobs. But I think the actual boom when it comes to AI stocks and that, I reckon it could be in for a bit of a fall down. If oil doesn't chill, gold will stay bearish. Yeah, it could. For the most part, they are inversely correlated. But again, I don't worry about looking at oil to see what gold's doing. But that's also maybe a reason why gold is going down as well, guys. Because again, it becomes more expensive to mine. Also, the fact that it may be difficult for these companies to get their hands on oil. Oil is used for everything. There could be a reason as to why gold could be going down at the minute. Oh, hopefully AI crash has launched. We're waiting for NASDAQ and that to completely really shit the bed. Talking about at least 50% pullback from the all-time high. Alright, so this is not a problem on gold. Coming down further. Alright. Still likely waiting for the same scenario. Unless we can rip here and close very weak bearish, then we may have a potential buy, but this rate doesn't look likely. Matty, if it did, it'd be huge, but I feel it's a pretty big part of society now. Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. I mean, it definitely will be about, it's going to take over many jobs, like I said, but I mean, the actual regards to the value of the equities themselves, companies, I believe they'll take a bit of a hit. Eventually they'll go back up as well, probably. That's my thought. Yes, sir, that's my thoughts. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, AI is not going anywhere. What I'm saying is it might be like a tech bubble where a lot of these stocks eventually they pretty much end up like meme stocks, and a lot of them don't exist anymore. But obviously technology has gotten bigger, better and better. You know, AI is part of that. So I'm just talking in reference to the actual, you know, value of the stocks. But AI is not going nowhere when it comes to, you know, taking over the world. It'll get to the point where there'll be no need for lawyers, accountants, things like that. Literally, I'm sure that's where it's heading. You have the case put in front of the computer, whatever, and AI will decide if you're guilty or not, and how long you sentenced to, and all that stuff. No need for accountants because you just key in all your details, or have already all your details either way. That's where I'm sure it's heading. But the one thing AI can't replace is proper like industry, like, you know, plumbing, electricians, laborers, obviously, you know, skilled workers, that type of thing. There was always going to be a place for that. So anyone in those sort of jobs, I think you're still good. Trading, I mean, already it's run by, to be honest, algorithms. We may ever say how to program them, but that's about it. Who knows? Trading might not be around forever. It may not. Sammy Yuga, g'day to you. I remember that name. It's been a while, I think. I haven't seen you on stream. Hope you're well. Gold still dropping at the minute. This candle has no upper wick as well. So I've tapped into the actual 5k region, or 5k support again. Let's see how price reacts to it. See if we bounce off it and can form some support. There's data prints reassessed in a minute. Just need to wait that little bit longer. I'm not chasing a sell without triggering some buyers, by the way, guys. I know it's not a bad level, it's pretty clean below it. But what you got to also consider is the fact that we've moved from, or if you were to include the high of that bullish wick, move some 380 pips almost without any triggering, any pullback, any buy pressure. So in order for me to trust any sells below support, I need bullish candle and then bearish engulfing, and then I would trust it. But again, if you have the margin and so on and so forth, who knows? So I'm still more focused on the buyers, to be honest. Andrew, silver looking similar. Yep, it's to be expected. For the most part, 95% of the time they will look the exact same. So far, respecting 5k. Many, yeah, they'll definitely slow down soon. I agree with you. Yeah, when it comes to stocks, yeah, and the value of the stocks, it is really scary, you know, where it's going. Again, thank you to the new followers, and also YouTube, if you could make sure to hit that like button. Ever? I don't know. Wait and see. Do not know yet. I need to wait for the confirmation. Again, I could be looking for the same thing on the 15-minute from this level. Took a while. It took longer than what I expected, but we've got our first ban on the stream. There we go, long or short. At this rate, like I mentioned, more likely long just because the level we're at, but I've given the options for sells what I want to see. Like I always say, I can't just tell you when I'm entering. I need to wait for the confirmation at the level that I want price to be at. So seeing prices at this 5k level, and we've just moved some 380 pips to get there without any buy pressure at all. I'm likely going to look for a bit of a pullback buy. If I was to look for a sell, I want to trigger in some buyers, trap the buyers close below support, and then I'll look for a sell. That's what I'm looking at. Musanka, what's the that's what I just mentioned. Rastafari, you're already profitable and can make big money. Why are you not buying some top step accounts? $60. Because I don't trust them, to be honest. I've seen so many guys get absolutely destroyed. I myself had a 300k account due a payout, and I was also denied the payout. So it really put me off the whole industry, to be honest. And it's just a pain in the ass because you could be going well and all of a sudden some bullshit parameter pops up on your profile, and then everything goes. You know, all that hard work you put into it. And I know some of my members, some old members too, had the same thing with different prop firms. Some pretty well-known names. I think Topstep could have been one of them. And I was denied a payout, and their account was basically taken away from them for some bullshit reasons. It happened to me too, so it's put me off. So I'd rather just try my own money. I enjoy it too, to be honest. I don't have to worry, even though I'm really strict with it, I don't have to worry about some bullshit rule that, you know, can't trade at this time of day, or you can't hold a trade at this time of day, or you can't scalp, micro scalp, whatever it is. I can do whatever I want, whatever, you know, the, say, F-bomb, but you guys get the picture. Top step does pay. I've gotten some payouts already, but I understand what you mean. Yeah, but again, they could always turn around and say no, like the one I was with did. And then they literally blocked me out of my account, and then I got a 30-day. That was the only way they could legally get me on a hard breach, was inactivity for 30 days. I couldn't access my account. I couldn't log in. I emailed them many times about it. Not interested, because they just didn't want to pay out. That's it. They probably didn't have the money, to be honest. Maybe too many traders were being profitable, because a lot of guys and ladies had the same issue with me when I had a look at the reviews when I was getting stuffed around by them. Just Slim, I stopped using them because of all the rules they'd make up along the way. Exactly, that's the thing. It was made up rule. It wasn't even months after being denied. I was pissed off still a bit emotional about it. I checked the parameters and it still wasn't there. The rule that I had supposedly broken initially, and before the 30-day, you know, breach of not inactivity. All right, gold, let's see. We're still waiting here. We've got the making of potential option again. So what we want to see is this 5-minute close bearish, followed by strong bullish, preferably bullish engulfing. We're going close to 15, back bullish, tapped into the 5k support, bouncing off it. Off the back of that, it could be a buy on the next M15, so in about 5 minutes time, potentially. But man, I understand that most prop firms disallow trades that last less than 5 minutes, so they invalidate those trades and close the account. Yeah, so that's annoying, because again, you guys see sometimes take a trade and within a minute it's 30-40 pips in profit, and of course I'm going to start securing some profit, and then sometimes it takes out my runner straight away. So that's the thing, all these stupid rules, it's just so frustrating. You think you're doing the right thing, but then they just turn around and say, nah. broken this rule, you've lost your account. What more? Who? Are you also putting money like monthly in your live account? No. No, it's just a compounding account, not putting money in. Occasionally I need to make a decent withdrawal. I've had things such as home repairs that was urgent, so they require a fair bit of cash. So sometimes I will put that back in, but not often, to be honest. For the most part, just whatever I have left, I build up again. The account's not huge, but it's enough to you know, see some good returns. I've traded bigger before. We'll get there again, I'm sure. Once again, we're flipping similar to what this candle did, guys. If you remember, looked like it could potentially pull back bullish and then just all of a sudden flipped. Come on, goal. John, if it sounds too good to be true, Donald Trump probably promotes it properly. Ah, man, gold. Why was I not there for this? Jim, stay strict, be patient, trade your own money and build it up. I traded the daily candles for 15 years while working, now retire, trade my own money. Now 2 trades a day, props are not good. I agree with you, mate. 100%. 100%. That is the best way to go about it. You've obviously found something that works for you and you've made it work, and now you're living most traders' dream. So, you know, kudos to you, mate. Nice work. Kip74, thank you for the sticker whenever you send that. You on buys now, W? No, I'm not in any trade at the minute. Ruben, no. Peacemaker, W, not yet. No W, no L. You really want to learn this? Is it easy? It depends who you ask. Look, for me, it's not difficult because I know that you need to be strict and disciplined with it and be patient. The hardest part is, you know, what goes on up in between both ears. And the emotion of seeing candles move up, down, and not being in a trade. Sometimes you feel like you need to be part of it. You know, the emotions of greed and FOMO, fear of missing out. So once you've developed an edge that works for you, and the craft takes time. And if you can actually put it to practice properly, then it's really not that difficult, because I know exactly the type of things I want to see at certain areas on the chart in order to validate trade, knowing that, you know, it's going to be about a 75 to 85% chance it's going to be a winning trade. So it's just having the patience to wait for it. So people are always coming to stream. When are you going to buy? When are you going to sell? When are you going to place a trade? I don't know. I don't know until it's where I want it to be at, and until I see what I want to see. And by doing that, that has led to me being a profitable, consistent trader. Not just for the sake of it, right, we're at support, I'm just going to buy gold. And it doesn't mean it can't work, don't get me wrong, but it's not what I do. I'm a high confirmation trader because it's what works for me. There are much more impulsive guys than me. One extremely popular one who's, I mean, he's the guru, obviously, he's been around the longest. It's just not what I do, though.
Hey, Justin.
How's it going, mate?
Not so bad. How about you?
All good, all good.
That's great.
Just waiting on gold here. What are you up to? What are you looking at?
I was looking at some shots on GU, but I was kind of cold feet on it because the early is bullish, so
yeah, structure, yeah.
So I was like, okay, I was caught in 2 minds, either to take it or not, so I just decided no need.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Or if you're a bit unsure, then that's the only thing you can do is just wait it out. You see something a little better. I'm doing a gold at the minute, nothing clearly presenting. Andrew, maybe London session will give gold a bit of a push. Who knows? London session of late has just done nothing, to be honest, when it comes to gold, but we'll see. Alright, so it looks like we're gonna end up back below 5k, so it's the next level now I need to see price react to. 49.85. Still not triggered in the buy pressure that one set this level to look for any sells. Now deeper from the most recent high, the Asian range high. I think it's the high of the day as well. Yeah, so 440 plus pips. So for me again, not chasing the sell at the minute, because without it resetting, and it doesn't look like it's going to reset because it looks like we're going to close below support. The fact of the matter is I should have been in from up here. That'd be at, no, I'm not in any trade. Stream started probably 15 minutes earlier. I reckon I would have been in that. I'm not sure how it actually formed though. If it would have dropped into profit, pop back up and maybe take me out break even. I have no idea how this formed. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest, but looks like it ended up pretty good for those who were in it. What were you ever have negative months? What is the average percent months you have? Negative months not for ages. I've had negative weeks this year. I've not though. This year I've not yet had a negative week. Had a few weeks where not much has happened, but return, it all depends. It really depends, because you're talking last month, February or January, February, it was well over 100%. But you get that, and that was on a smaller account when gold and silver were crazy. They still are crazy, but those massive days where silver dropped 30+% and gold also. After that, the week after that was my most percentage-wise profitable week I reckon ever. But it all depends. It all depends. This month's been really good. I've only traded, I think, 8 times. I didn't trade much last week. Not yet taken a loss. Not sure percentage-wise, to be honest. I have no idea. But of late, I've gotten a hold on quite a few runners in gold because it's just been so fruitful with its moves. But again, a lot of times I do secure pretty quickly because I always manage my trade pretty quickly in drawdown. You guys say that too. Last time I took a loss on stream was a really small one because you guys saw how, you know, impatient I got in drawdown, and it would have taken out my full stop loss had I not managed it. So, you know, plans on managing trades when they go against me, so I don't take my full risk loss. So risking 3% or whatever, I don't take a 3% loss. And it means, you know, same thing in profit. I can secure some profit, get to break even, and let a runner do its thing. Alright, so we close strong bearish below. Again, still not anything yet to give me any trade option, but let's see. 15 minutes until session open. Now, if there is to be any sell at this point, again, this has to close bullish and has to close weak bullish. So if it looks like it could potentially be doing it, what we'll do is prior to the candle close, we'll pull up the fib and we'll use that to gauge the strength of this current candle and whether or not we could look for an impulse sell at session open down to the support here at 49.83. What were we? Thank you, mate. I think the last losing month was maybe the last February, possibly. Actually, no, I think it was. It was the year before. There was a month last year where it was like make or break the last few days, and it ended up just in profit. You also like to manage aggressive? Yes, definitely. Never usually trade London. I do because it suits me the time of day. That and Asian session. I wasn't on the charts for Asian session today. I got other commitments at the minute with another business as well. My hands tied for this week, so I had no chance to look at the charts for the Asian session. I'll try to tomorrow. I might have a little bit of time, possibly. I prefer the Asian session, to be honest. I reckon it's cleaner. So today though, London is more suitable time-wise for me though. Filski, what time frames do you trade? Mainly the 15, but I also look at the high time frames for, you know, a bias, gauge general direction. Look at 5 minutes as well to add confidence to a trade. That's probably another reason why you guys see I'm really strict and don't just place those FUC it trades like some other streamers might. That comes down to because I'm trading my real account. So I'm not gonna just risk it for the biscuit, whereas others might, because again, it will come up as a real account, but it's not. I know for a fact. Not saying all of them, but a lot of them would be definitely using fake accounts that says they got big money in it. New Zealand dollar JPY, Andrew. It's the other thing. I'm the only streamer without whinging and moaning that you guys sending me a chart. I'll take a look at any pair for you, except for low cap cryptos and meme coins. I don't. No point. Potential buy. So looks a bit tricky at the minute, but let me quickly do some top down. Weekly close back bearish. Long liquidity with the upside though, but it is at some solid support, so potentially a good level of buy from daily. Also, obviously at strong support. Current daily respecting the low of the previous daily. 4 hour. Let's have a look at the structure now on the 4 hour. Let's have a look at it properly. It is bearish as well, but once again at some pretty strong support. Over here to the left, it's not quite tapped into the depths of it though, so there still is some potential margin. Let's use that as, actually it's not resistance yet, so can't use that. Really small zone, but we'll see what we can do on the 15 to make that a little bit bigger. 15 minute structure here is technically bullish. All right. So off the back of that, yeah, you could look for both options. I would preference a buy above this level here. I'll just mark it in. That level is 92,582. Then at that point, you're going to be breaking above that consolidation. So I'd definitely favor a close above. And you're likely heading back up to your Asian range high. Otherwise, bias is still good from a little bit lower down as well. And technically speaking, structural flip below this point, but I would just use the gap basically at that level. And if it did pull back to it, I'd be looking for some buy options. And off the back of the fact that the high time frame structure and bias is bearish, I'd be looking for pullback sells as well. If it did pop up, if you could get into the buy to look for potential sell moving forward, that's what I'd also consider on New Zealand dollar JPY. Back to the gold. We have just over 8 minutes, so we want to see this candle reject and close weak bullish if there is to be a sell. Now for the buys, pretty much the same thing applies. We want to see some structure fall in the 5 minute, so would preference this candle closing bearish and then a bullish engulfing candle. Can't see it happening at the minute, but who knows, anything could happen. You'll see I'm stuck in 5 longs with an average price of 51.12. Figuring to cut them. Yeah, that's tough, mate. Yeah, you should have had a plan though prior to entering a trade as to what point you would be starting to cut the trade, and not just buying, trying to buy trying to catch a falling knife. Because again, yes, fundamentally it's very bullish, but doesn't always follow fundamentals, and at the minute technically it's quite bearish when it comes to the way I see it. There's a Mo's bought from 49.88. Will it go up? Wait and see, mate. Again, you need to have a plan. If it doesn't, alright guys, I'll be back in like 1 minute. Alrighty team. So let's use the fib here now. And what I want to do is, and what I want to see is, I'm marking the 0.382. The reason is we have pulled back tap 5k since closing below it, only to so far potentially reject. The close below the 0.382 suggests to me that it is a weak bullish close, and likely what we've done is just grabbed upside liquidity in order to make the move back down to the support here, that 49.85 to 83 sort of region. So if we close below this horizontal, what I want to see on the following candle at session open is an upper wick form. Wait for it to break the low, and that's your potential entry. Now, the issue will be stop loss, so you'd have to use the entry candle as stop loss. So you would need a decent upper wick. Otherwise, you're looking at not that bad for gold at the minute, about 78 pips roughly. So that's what I'm currently looking at. Very Mac Truth, the same as the TikTok channel, exact same profile name. So I'm on YouTube at the minute. So we want it to close below this point, and then we want upper wick, and then there could be sells below the bullish low. So my broker's chart, that level is 49.9283, so 49.9250. Not worried about M30 support. Still enough margin, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely just manage it. I don't want to close back bearish though, guys. I want it to trigger in bias. I don't want it to close back bearish. In 1 minute, Octave, why are we late to the move? You are late. Yeah, I know, but I'm waiting for it potentially resetting to give me a signal. I know. Wanted to be an up here, wasn't on the chart for it. No, I don't buy a limit. I'm looking for sales potentially. Has to be a decent upper wick, and there's a good chance this thing could just melt at the open, and there's not much I can do about it. All right, 30 seconds, guys. Film on. Just wait. I'll give you some advice shortly, but let me watch, see if I've got a potential entry here at session open. We'll watch it close right on. All right. Now I don't want to make a massive upper wick, because then exact same issue is stop loss is going to be a big one. All right. So I've placed a small order. Now, if this pops up too high, I will remove it. I don't want a massive stop because we won't have the margin. So I've got a sell stop placed at 49.9250. We reject this zone now. That's all right. If we pop up high, I'll probably remove the order because again, we're just not going to have the margin. Looks like we're gonna have to remove it surely. 70 pips. What sort of margin do we have? 62. We don't have the margin, guys. I'm removing it. Gotta be strict with it. Just don't have the margin. Pull back a little bit too far for my liking. You're looking at about 60 pips to there. You've already got more than 70 pips stop loss, so I'm not going to take it. It's just not worth it. The risk, in my opinion, is not worth it. So again, just going to let it reset. No need to rush, no need to trade, to force a trade. You're not liking it, you just don't take it, and that's it. Filming, so new here. Advice for new traders. Same advice I give to every new trader. You need to be really strict and disciplined with trading. You got to treat it as a job, not as, you know, as a casino. You need to learn the craft. You need to do things such as journal. You need to learn all the terminology and things like that. Best place to do that is, I'll type in the chat for you. Just chuck a .com at the end of that, and that will help you a lot when it comes to just the ins and outs of trading and terminology and that type of thing. And then you need to choose what resonates with you. Watch this thing drop just now. All good. I'm not going to take it. You know, just follow you. You could definitely follow me, and you'll learn a lot about discipline and patience and the importance of training a plan. Yeah, definitely. You definitely learn a lot. The way I speak is probably a little bit more advanced though when it comes to price action. So you're not going to really understand a lot of it at the beginning, but the more you turn up, the more you're going to pick up on it. The more you realize the importance of discipline and patience. So look, I think spared a loss just then, because this would have, by the looks of it, yeah, would have just triggered in. And look at it now. Let me see, would have triggered in. Yep. And filming, one really important thing is to journal. So if you take trades, journal it, take a screenshot of it, give a little bit of an explanation in text on the actual chart or below it. It's the way it took the trade and the result. Write down how you felt about it while you were in it, your emotions. You're going to start to pick up on little things. Dean, just hoping for an IC at this point on gold, or? Is there any? Oh, 4 hour could potentially on 4 hour, but out of support. Are there any further up? There's, all right, there's the cluster. Interesting. There's a cluster I see in 4 hour. Lines up with some 1 hour support. Let's look at the 2 hour. Sometimes you get some good ones on the 2 hour as well. Well, there was one there that worked. Cracker there that worked. Wow, look at that. Probably won't take an IC at this point. Downside for support there. Nah, not the same. I'd be looking for the cluster one further up. Because you are, and you already have reacted to the 4 hour support. So far, the best trade of the day would have been there. I was 15 minutes earlier to stream. Yeah, I'm not sure if it would have been break even or not. I have no idea how this informed, but it looks like it would have been pretty straightforward drop. What Waru? Predominantly, but I am starting to lean to doing or open to some intraday trading again and swing trading. I have started a new section in my members group with what to do with swing trading today trading. I am also in the making of currently putting together my second course, and that is the intraday / swing traders course. It's not going to be near as long as the scalpers course. That still gets updated. Still got an update last week. It gets updated quite regularly. That's currently seeing 154 plus pages content, videos, screenshots, dot points, numbered points, go into full detail, explain every single part of my trading. And the intraday / swing course will also do similar, but it's just not going to be as long because it's a lot more simple. Or not very nice with the same concept, same strategy swinging. Parts of it is, but not all of it. A lot of it is very different too. So things like looking at structure on predominantly the M15, also the higher time frame, that being the daily and weekly. But it's more to do with pretty much daily levels and where price is at, and if it's in a downtrend or uptrend. XV mills, do you have a buy limit? No, I don't. Wait, there is a miss on M15. MSS or mess. XV mills, it'll drop. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not in the trade, so I'm not in a trade, so I couldn't care less if it drops or not. Does I have plans for lower down? A heart market to you. How is XAUUSD now? It's alright, but it's made a fairly significant move, so a little bit late to the move. Almost had a potential re-entry here, or entry, sorry, but not quite. Don't like the way this candle pulled back, which, I mean, it's a good sign that it's going to get back down still if it rejects, but yeah, the issue is stop loss. It's just way too wide for me to target. I mean, you got this level 48, 49, 86, it could bounce off. I really need it now to pop down. $5,000 not maintainable. It's trying to pop above it. What is most important part of your strategy technical wise? Waiting for the price action catalyst to signify that you have a valid entry, and that always has to happen at a level of interest, except for one particular entry, and that is the interruption candle entry, because we just don't know when it's going to pop up. It could pop up right in the middle of the range, but that is a totally different entry type, and that is pretty much a favorite of the group. If you watch the streams regularly, you'll know what I'm talking about, or if not, you'll pick up on it pretty quickly when you begin to watch me more regularly. But definitely awaiting my price action catalyst at my levels of interest. That is the most important part of what I do, is what I preach. I preach discipline, patience, having a plan, following the plan. And again, this IC entry, you can't plan for that because you just don't know where or when it's going to present. That's the only time I will deviate away from the plan. For the most part, sometimes a little bit of intuition does definitely help. Dean. Oh, it sounds like someone had a bit of fun. Yeah, no, I hate that. I would never let a chick do that. You're young. Do I trade live? Yes, if there is a trade to be taken. I was looking at entry, but it's become invalid since, so no trades yet. And as I always say, I don't just force a trade to please a group of people who are fishing for a signal, because I don't want to risk real money. A lot of other streamers, and I know for a fact, I'll do it because it's not real money. Some of them are really good traders. I'm not saying all of them, but I know for a fact that some don't believe what you see. It's not real. Even though it says real, it's not real. So for me, this is like going to work. This time of day, each day, is when I go to work. If I don't perform, and when I'm talking about what I mean by don't perform, I'm not talking about not taking a trade. That sometimes is the best option. But if I don't perform because I take an inerrant trade, a trade that I know I shouldn't have taken just for the sake of it, just because I felt I need to trade, need to make money, then if you did something stupid like that at work, you know, got a bit bored of what you're doing, thought, I'm just going to do this instead and see how it goes, and you know, it's detrimental to the company or whatever, you're gonna get you're gonna get fired. So don't treat it like a job. And again, this is making a move now, but it's all good because the stop loss is way too wide for me to be comfortable with. Again, on live funds, I'm not risking it with an 80+ pip stop for about a 60 pip target. It's just not worth it. I'd have to go in with such a small lot size that it's just not going to be worth the worry for me to do it. So I'd rather just wait and see how price reacts to it. The good news is the entry point now is likely going to be at this level if this does reject. But what I want to see is I want it to pop back down now. Really want it to pop back down to that 49.83 sort of region. Tap into that, bounce off, and that's your entry point. This is now the zone of interest. If it closes above the candle that's formed resistance after tapping into the support, clean traffic to the left, clean move down, clean move up prior to it. Some pretty clean moves in general up and down. There's a good chance it will make a clean move back up. So that's the type of thing I would be potentially waiting for. Just give me 1 sec, guys. Just 1 minute. I'll be back really quick. By the way, that was the good old liquidity candle. So I broke the high, had a high, low, high, high. No need to break the low, broke the low. Closed a strong bearish. Something we would have learned about on this stream as well. I don't actually trade it though often, to be honest. Very high risk, very impulsive. Can't tell whether you're from New Zealand or Oz. Not from New Zealand, mate. Just to which course would you recommend for someone with 12 months trading experience? Mine. Of course I'm going to recommend mine. I want to learn the exact sort of successful strategy. Look, it's what you make of it. It's what you guys make of it. Because what I do might not work for you. Oh, there's an interruption here. The interruption, it is valid. Hold on. Oh shit, what's the entry? So we got a valid interruption. It's not quite, has tapped into the 30-minute support though. It's tapped in. Just tapped in. It can't, it's too close to the support, to be honest. Otherwise, it is valid and would have, no, not tapped in. No, I'm gonna leave it. It's too close to the support. I'm concerned by this level of tapped into on the M30. Could we bounce off it? I don't think it's quite tapped in either way. Christopher? Well, Scalpers one's the only one that's complete. The other one's still in the process of being put together. But again, that's for my team, my members. The course is available by itself, but you're better off just being part of the group because that's included in the group. Yeah. Some people don't feel a need to be in a group, so it's fair enough. And it's tempting. It is tempting, but I just don't like the level. It's way too close to the support for me. Otherwise, for sure, it'd be valid. I mean, either way, it's not quite tapped in. Then I see would have worked on futures. Bit of volume at the minute. Christopher, how do you join the group? What happens in the group? It's a mentorship, mate. So I trade with the team or up to 5 times a week, but normally 4 away from the stream. So Mondays is the education session. There's no questions and we generally just look at the charts and see what's going on. Tuesdays and Wednesdays is pre-MY, and shortly that will be into MY open with the clocks changing. Thursdays are general, pretty much just a live market update, most part. Plus you get the community, you get all the other, there's more than just the course, there's so much content, it's ridiculous. You just get the whole thing, mate. It's again, the link's in under the bio, so you can click on it, have a look at it, and if you're interested, if you want to know more, you can contact me. Alright, so it has tapped in, but I'm not taking this, guys. Wow, the reaction. That's all good, not comfortable, so not going to take it. So for me, again, it's still the same plan. I'm focused on buying it because just the level we're at, I know it's quite bearish at the minute, but I'm not chasing the sells. But what I want to see is price tap into is 49, preferably 83, 80 sort of region and lower. And this is the most recent support form just above that point. So I want it to close above that point. So which is back above 5k flat, closure back above there, and be good for some buy options. That's what I'd be looking at. What will do you take the daily candle or previous daily candle or 4-hour candles in consideration? Yes, I do, definitely. It's at the very beginning when I do my analysis, I go through the daily, the weekly as well, the daily and 4-hour, how those candles are forming, and the structure as well on the 4-hour and the levels on the daily and 4-hour. Trevor, good day to you. There's a Mo's, everyone's sitting on buy, expecting will shoot up, but market manipulation is hitting their stop loss. I'm not sitting in a buy or sell, so I'm just chilling. Trevor? Yes, it is. It's put together by Josh, one of the members, to represent the interruption. Sometimes I don't even pick it up, sometimes I miss it myself. Fair enough. You're from Christchurch, New Zealand. Nice one. Not that far, to be honest. I'm in Melbourne, so it's just a 1.5 hour flight or something, 2 hours. Mary Mac Ruth, the same as my profile name. I mentioned it before when you asked. Answer time frame predominantly to 15. Ah man, it's always one of those ones. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But again, I'm just super strict. The level is just way too close to the support. But it looks like it would have worked the interruption. Dermzel, how to join? Link is it's on my profile page, guys. If anyone is interested, or just send me a DM. Let's pop him back up. Has to tap into the support before there's a buy. Unless the interruption, that's the only way I'll look at it. Billman, Billy, if you lose $100, tie up, you're homeless. Well, you shouldn't be trading with your $100. This is reckless. If you can't afford to lose it, don't trade it, mate. It's reality. It's not a casino. It's not. Bill, I'm sorry to hear about your situation, but it is the truth, and don't trade. Alright guys, well anyway, that's what I look for. I want, before looking for a buy up at this point, unless the interruption presents in between, I'd rather it pop back down lower. Has tapped into the 30 though. You know, let's wait. Let's wait 6 minutes. If this closes bullish engulfing, we get a decent low wick, then it could be buys. Same thing applies. The stop loss is going to be huge, so I can't really use the current candle. Then, yep, that's a pretty good idea. So what I am seeing is the 30-minute weekend, we have tapped into some support on 30. So 30-minute is likely about to form support, likely going to close back bullish. So within it, what we could have here is a 15-minute engulfing candle. That to me is a very strong catalyst to look for a buy entry. What I need to do is wait for a decent low wick and probably use that as a stop loss. Can't just pump here though. If it does, then probably won't bother. Over. All good. Let's look at the 5-minute quickly. I could have a nice little catalyst on the 5 as well. This even closed back weak bearish. So we'll be back above that 5k psychological round number. High is 5,003.55, 5,000. 3.85 roughly. Alright, so this has to close bullish engulfing. That is the catalyst. Otherwise, the 30, just in itself, I don't have a catalyst because it's not engulfing. It's not strong bullish, higher low, higher high. It's none of that. So it's not a single candle catalyst on the M30. But if it does form support after tapping into support on the M30 and we have a catalyst on the M15, that would be sufficient enough for me to enter. without that confirmation, it's just not strong enough. And again, that's just me following all I know from the past 9 years of my trading career, what works for me, and it's all documented in my course, my content. So again, I know exactly what I want to see. At a level of interest, I know what I want to see at this point. If it presents, I will take the trade. If not, I'm just going to call it. And that's how trading should be. Should be just robotic, as robotic as it possibly can. My daily now of both 50% level lined up on the 5. Oh, okay. Victor, you're in a buy, should I hold? Mate, you need a plan prior to taking the trade. So got a pretty strong level of support, but doesn't mean you can't sink through it. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you if we're going up or down, but all I can tell you is I'm potentially looking for a buy if this candle can close above this blue zone. That will look really good in the 5 minute if it can. And close just above. We get that engulfing 15-minute close. Got what it'll look like in a 5 minutes rejection of the zone below. Looks like we could grab some downside liquidity in order to make the move up, but it needs to close above now. That's the rule. I'm setting for this trade. And it's no ifs, buts, maybes. That is what I want to see. $30 seconds, guys. Let's see. All right, 5 seconds. It's not gonna be valid. All right. So that's it. Still wouldn't mind if it popped down further, tapped in on the 15 to this 49.83 region, then popped back and closed above 5k. That's probably the next plan. So no entry, guys. It's not close where I want it to close. The M30 has closed back bullish, but it's just a weak bullish candle. It'd be just a pause. Otherwise, I'll just be looking for pullback sells. So that's it, guys. Daniel's wondering why your chart looked different. You're on the M30. It happens, mate. But guys, thank you for your support. We'll be back tomorrow, same time as always. Maybe 15 minutes later, if anything, but I will be on either way. Cheers to you, Paul. Everyone else, thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of the group today in the chat. Speaking of group, if anyone is interested, feel free to send me a DM. I can show you the way. Otherwise, guys, my team, I'll see you guys in probably about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour from now for our Monday session. Everyone else, I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, have a good one. Cheers, team. Go well. Bye, guys.